tonight. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has ordered the Bayelsa state government to transfer Soku Oil field to Rivers State. The court also ordered the National Boundary Commission to correct the error in the 11th edition of the administrative map. That map designates San Bartholomew River as the boundary between the two states instead of River Santa Barbara. The Rivers State government had notified the commission about the error and filed a suit, which it won at the Supreme Court in 2012. After the mistake was rectified, the state instituted a suit before the Federal High Court in Abuja solely against the NBC, seeking an order of mandamus compelling it to correct the error. Now, our correspondent Uche Okoro is joining me for more. Uche, what more do we know about this order at this time?
Well, right now we know that the Rivers State government has welcomed that development, describing it as a victory for the rule of law. Just reaction coming from the government house here in Port Harcourt is that the governor has said, yes, indeed, the state is happy that the Federal High Court has further reaffirmed the supremacy of the Supreme Court, which had earlier in 2012, ruled that indeed that oil well belonged to Rivers State and not Bayelsa State, and ordered the National Boundary Commission to implement that directive. But of course, we know that the National Boundary Commission rather failed to do so, which prompted the Rivers State government and the Attorney-General on behalf of the state government filed that suit at the Federal High Court. The government is saying, yes, we are happy that once again, rule of law has prevailed. It's a victory for justice, that rather than resort to violence, the state rather chose the route of the court, because you know that issues of boundaries in some other states in the Federation have actually led to tribal wars, have led to violent clashes between both indigenous and residents of both states. But the government is saying, we, rather than resort to violence, chose to seek justice through the court. And today, the court has reaffirmed that victory.
All right, Uche, but then from the camp of Bayelsa State, how are they reacting to this? Because, of course, this must have meant that so much more revenue was accruing to the state as a result of the presence of that oil field.
Well, yes, 30% derivation is accruable to whichever state that the Soku Oil well eventually falls under. We do not know yet if National Boundary Commission, I beg your pardon, will how soon they intend to implement this latest judgment from the Federal High Court. But we know that 13% derivation is accruable to the beneficiary state, which had been Bayelsa State. Now, by virtue of this judgment, the court ordered that the Attorney-General of the Federation is notified of the judgment. The court also ordered that the Revenue Mobilization Fiscal Commission also notified of this judgment. Now, these are two very agencies of government that have to do with meeting revenue, all that.
All right, Uche Okoro, our correspondent there, joining us from Port Harcourt and Rivers State.